So I left sixth form with my A levels. I did English language, DT textiles technology, and media studies at school. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, in all honesty. I knew that there were so many different pathways out there, and I knew that I think what I wanted to do I didn't know of yet. I think I had a few different ideas. It went from midwifery to journalism to physiotherapy to engineering, and I think those were all floating around my head, but are all very different. I finished at my A levels, went and worked part time in the job that I had while I was in sixth form, and was looking constantly for apprenticeships anywhere and everywhere. So I think I had about 15 different windows up of different apprenticeship websites, looking for jobs constantly, because I know that apprenticeships can come up very rarely for ones that are quite specific. A lot of companies do their sort of annual ones where they take on every year, but I wanted to keep my mind open to what was there. Luckily, one day, it wasn't me that found it, it was my mum that found it online, but my mum found this job advert for a PR apprentice at Wessex Water, and I read the job advert and it just spoke to me, and I knew that that was what I wanted to do. So I've applied online. I think I did a CV and a cover letter for this role. However, there's a few different application methods for different apprenticeships with our company. I applied. I luckily got an interview. Came along to the interview. Met my two. I had two managers at the time, and the interview went well, but I wasn't aware of whether it went well, because I think when you're in an interview situation, it's quite hard to tell whether they like you. But I think it's always staying confident in yourself, that the only thing you have to give is yourself. You can't be another person, because you're not going to be able to sustain that. So I think being yourself in an interview, showing your willingness to work. I mean, I did, I was set a sort of task in that interview, and I only had about 20 minutes to do it. And for me, time is not something that I'm able to stick to quite often. So I offered oh, I'm happy to go and work on this at home and then send you the finished result at the end of the day or whatever. So I did that, sent it through. They were really impressed. And then I got my phone call offering me the job. I then started as a PR apprentice. It was a level 4 role, so that was level 4 apprenticeship, so that is sort of equivalent to your first year at university. It was with the PRCA, which is an association based in London, and they are I think still the only PR apprenticeship provider in the UK. But they were great. All of my learning was via webinar, apart from a couple seminars that I attended in London. But obviously Wessex Water paid for my travel and everything to get to London for those. And I was able to just work across the whole PR team, find out different aspects of PR and what it is they do. I'd have the support from Becca and Nancy, who I now work with, because they're part of the early careers team. And I spent 18 months on my apprenticeship, and then I completed my apprenticeship and passed, so congratulations to me. But then I started looking at sort of roles, because at Wessex Water you're not guaranteed apprenticeship. However, that apprenticeship is put in place with the intention of giving you a role afterwards. So as long as you show sort of the willingness and the determination and the interest, they definitely put all of their effort into trying to find a role for you. I myself applied for a few different roles, but I actually applied for the one I'm in now, so that's the early careers coordinator role in our HR team, so that's within the early careers team, and found that everything that it involved was really suited to me as a person, and I was able to transfer all of those skills that I'd learned in my PR apprenticeship over to my role now. And I think it's been really beneficial to my career and kickstarting my hopefully lifelong career.